Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network, as well as my own channel, Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to the emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments along with yours in the chat. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Hey guys, thank you so very much for being here on the very first Friday of the very next year. We're 3 days into January 2025. Hope everybody had a very safe, happy New Year's Eve, as well as New Year's Day. One of the things I love about New Year's Day is the Rose Parade. And I had to work at the golf course that day. It was busy. I recorded. Fantastic. Loved it. Loved the energy of the bands. The floats were fantastic. And in case you guys missed it, check it on YouTube. Look it up. It was really, really good. I don't know if anybody's into parades. I'm really not, except the Rose Parade. It's just amazing. Just an amazing, amazing parade. And I never miss it every year. I check. If I can't be there, see it when it's happening, I always record it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. This is not only the first Friday of 2025, but it is also the last Friday that I will be doing this show. No, not giving it up, adding a person. This is the last show that I will be doing solo. Next week, January 10th, I will have a co-host, and that co-host is going to be Spence from the chat. He's going to join the MHRT network. He's going to be on my show. We're going to do things a little bit differently, but I'm not going to give up my basic format because that's what I love. I love that basic format. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, the chemistry and everything works out. So far, so good. And we'll kick that off next Friday. But before we get to next Friday, we got tonight. And tonight's show, along with one more regular season game, I will end the show on my thoughts and predictions of the Broncos and Chiefs. Broncos and Chiefs. All right, let's get to the chat real quick. Batting leadoff, my brother-in-law from Vegas says, I'm here, Billy Bob. Well, I ain't got a middle name of Bob, and I ain't Robert. And so but hey, yeah, I know that's a good saying, Billy Bob. I like that. No problem. All right, guys. Once again, thanks so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. We on MHRT network are now monetized, which means if you feel so inclined, so led to do a super chat with a monetary contribution to the show, to the network, really would appreciate it. It's not mandatory. It's appreciated. It's not mandatory. Also, we ask that if you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the thumbs up button, and just really, really do appreciate each and every one of you guys being here every single week. All right, let's kick off the first Friday in 2025 Broncos Breakdown. In case you're wondering, guys, reason why I have an Avalanche reason why I have an Avalanche hat on is because I'm trying to change up the chemistry. I've said, if you look down right here, I was always saying this is a no, I'm not gonna say it. So that's why I put on there not jinxing by changing the hat, putting on the Broncos Breakdown sweatshirt, not going anywhere near what this Sunday means, because if I do, I'm going to jinx it, and I'm not going there. So I'm not saying it. And if anybody in the chat brings it up, I am not going to bring it up. I'm not going to show it. I don't want to jinx Sunday. I don't. We shut up. Don't say it. Don't say it. Okay, I'm not saying it. Okay. Whoa, Spence is in the chat. My co-host beginning next week. Spence says 2 alcohol, 2 beers down, more to come. Sweet. Hey, by the way, nice picture at the store, dude. And you zoomed right in on that Kona beer. Way to go, man. Way to go. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Recapping Broncos Bengals game last Saturday. We brought the neighborhood. Spence joined me. I was the host. I'm not like Mike. I am not. I cannot figure it out so fast. He's just really good at what he does. But it was an experience. I loved it. If you guys didn't see it, go back. It was hilarious. There's a lot of funny moments in there and things. Yeah, go back and look at it. But anyways, Broncos Bengals last Saturday. Okay. Broncos were basically fighting an uphill battle all game. I mean, excuse me. Patrick Surtain shut down Jamar Chase like nobody's business. Shut him down. But the Bengals were able to continually move the ball, use different receivers, use their tight ends, use their running game, use the legs, use the legs. You know, the running back, quarterback, what's his name? God, I can't say his name. For the Bengals, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was running. I mean, the Bengals had a game plan, and the Broncos had a game plan. And guess what? Usually, two solid forces end up doing. That's right. They went to overtime. Denver trailed twice by touchdowns in that game and came back with phenomenal catches in the end zone for touchdowns to tie the game, to force it to go to overtime. Now, there were a lot of people on the neighborhood that were chiming in on the chat, as well as people calling me up, texting me, whatever. Why did the Broncos go for two? Why did they settle for overtime? I'll tell you why they settled for overtime, and I mentioned it on the neighborhood. You go for one to force overtime. And here's why. If you go to overtime, you are guaranteed of getting the ball in overtime, unless the other team goes down and gets a touchdown, which the Bengals didn't do. But if you go for two and miss it, game done, season done, end of discussion. Well, maybe not season because we still have a chance this Sunday. But what I'm saying, it done. And then I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Everybody be on the phone. Why the heck did they go for two? What was the deal with going for two? Why? But they went for one. They went to overtime. Everybody's saying, why didn't they go for two? You can't have it both ways, guys. You can't. And I said that on the show, and on the neighborhood show. You can't have it both ways. It's either play for overtime and take your chances, which they did. And dang near almost got a tie, which would have gotten them in the playoffs too. Almost got a tie, but they lost because the Broncos in overtime had two possessions and went 3 and out both times, and constantly went backwards. So when they punted the ball, the Bengals were already in field goal range, but they decided to keep going for more, and they end up getting a touchdown and winning the game in overtime 30-24. Was I disappointed? Yes, I was disappointed. But was I disappointed about not going for two in order to win the game right there? No, I am not disappointed. No, not whatsoever. That was the absolute correct call. Absolute correct call. Because you're guaranteed, barring a first drive touchdown by the other team, which rarely happens, you're guaranteed of getting the ball. And you have possible multiple chances like the Broncos had in overtime to get that winning score. They were unable to, but if you go for two and you don't get it, you don't get another chance. This ain't overtime. You don't get another chance. No, that's why it was the absolute correct call. Absolutely correct call. And I will stand on that till I'm Bronco blue in the face. And I know Sean Payton does too, because it was the right call. Now, had the Broncos gone for two and gotten it, everybody say, see, told you should have gone for two. See, that's why we went for two. I understand. It does work some of the time. Excuse me, guys. It does work some of the time, but it doesn't work all the time. And it even doesn't even work the majority of the time. So why would you take that chance with everything on the line? And I know people say, well, we lost anyways in overtime, but you took the greater, more favorable chance. When you're one and done, one play, you don't make it, you're done. No, you play for multiple chances, and the Broncos had multiple chances. They just couldn't execute. Okay? All right. Now we move on to the last game of the season. And again, I'm not saying anything about the last game of the season until we get towards the end of the show. Now, this is mind-boggling. The Broncos lost the game 30-24 in overtime. Do you realize, guys, Bo Nix was 20 of 27 for 217 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 121.8, and they lost? Yeah. You know why? Because it came down to defense in overtime. That's what it came down to. It didn't come down to anything offensive-wise. I mean, sure, in overtime, the Broncos were 3 and out twice. So, yeah, I guess you could say it was on the offense. But it was a combination. The Broncos had expelled as much energy as they could just to get to overtime. And then when they were in overtime and just couldn't muster up what they needed to muster up, they just couldn't do it. It was just one of those games where they gave everything they had to get to overtime and then just couldn't sustain it. You know? I mean, that's the way it goes. We're talking week 16 games or game 16, week 17, game 16. Other seasons were games 12 and 14 and 16. Now they're 17. Excuse me, guys. Got a dry throat for some reason. Maybe all the hype, the anxiety, the emotion and passion coming out right away. All right, let's get back to the chat before I go into the second topic. Bronco fan for life, batting third, says, go Broncos. Sean Payton needs to get out of his own way and run the ball. I agree, needs to run the ball. But if they can't run the ball, they need to make adjustments. And they haven't made too many adjustments in the second half when it comes to run the ball. But I do agree, run the ball, set up the pass, set up the deep pass, the crossing route, whatever it takes, that's what they got to do. Bronco fan for life follows up by saying, oh, yeah, Chase was on locks when he would line up on 2. Absolutely. Jamar Chase, he just didn't get open all that often against Patrick Surtain. I got some stuff on Pat Surtain, and one of them is in the next topic. In case you guys didn't know, if you look down here, the topics down below are tickering through. It says Broncos, Bengals, and then recap. Then you got Pat Surtain. So you guys want to follow along and see where we are. I will indicate which topic we're on next. So the next topic will be topic number 2, and then we'll go from there. So thanks, guys, for looking at that down below. You'll follow along, know where we are. Okay, Madungus Creevy, batting cleanup, says, don't forget, you can now send super chats and super stickers if you would like to support the network of your favorite show or host. Thanks to all of you for helping us grow the network. Absolutely, Madungus, thank you so much for chiming in. Really do appreciate it. Very, very true, guys. You want the network to build. You want the chat family, the MHRT neighborhood family, Bronco Breakdown family, whatever it may be. You want to support that, we greatly appreciate it. We're looking to get sponsors, but that takes some help from you guys. So really do appreciate it. Whatever you guys want to do, feel free. Not obligated, but appreciate it. All right, Alex Smith. Alex Smith is in the chat. He says, "Happy Friday, Bill." I say, "Happy Friday, Alex Smith." What's up? Says all the other media outlets say we should have went for 2. I know. That's probably what the algorithm or what the whole thing it is. I don't agree with that. And I've already stated why I don't agree with it. Okay. Now, Alex, let me ask you this question. And anybody out there that feels the same way, if they had gone for 2 and not gotten it and lost the game right there, would you, in your mind or anybody else's mind out there, be honest with you? Be completely honest, please, because that's what I base this whole show on, is emotion, passion, and honesty. Okay, if they had gone for it and not gotten it, would you have said, "Oh shoot, they should have gone for the extra point and gotten overtime"? That's what I would have said, and that's exactly why I said don't go for 2, because that's what I was thinking. When you have multiple chances, they had 2 chances in overtime and couldn't get it done. Is that on Sean Payton's fault for having it go to overtime, kicking the extra point, not going for 2? No, it is not on Sean Payton. That is on the execution of the offense not getting it done. Has nothing to do with the call to not go for 2. Now, I totally respect your perspective and what you wanted the Broncos to do, Alex. I totally respect that. What I'm saying is I don't want it to be a one and done. I don't want it to be a make or break. I don't want that. I wanted multiple chances, which we got. It just didn't work out. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I respect. Now, if they'd have gone for 2 and I'm sitting there going, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my gosh, don't do it. And they made it. Yeah, then I'd be elated. But I would not have wanted that as a first choice, a main choice. I would not have wanted it. I respect your opinion, Alex. Absolutely 100%. And I agree with it if I was guaranteed 100% they'd make it. But when you have multiple chances in the second half and just can't muster it, that's not on Sean Payton. He gave them 2 chances, whereas if they would have gone for 2 in regulation and not made it, that's only 1 chance. So I agree with the decision, but I also respect your thoughts and your comments there, Alex. Really do appreciate it. All right, G Money 88 in the chat said, "What's up, Bronco Bill?" I said, "What's up, G Money 88?" New year, absolutely new year. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. God bless you and your family as well. I'm going to the game this weekend, so hopefully the Broncos don't choke. This game makes me nervous. Yep, makes me nervous too, buddy. Makes me nervous too. And enjoy the game, man. Enjoy the game. I just hope there's not a lot of red in the stands. I hope I hope we push the red right out of Mile High Stadium. Don't even let them in. Don't even let them in. Don't let them in. Orange or blue, but no red. Okay? No red and gold. Nope, ain't going there. Nope. Kick them out. Madungus Creevy back in says, "I'm upset that we didn't go for 2, but I'm more upset that Peyton refused to take accountability for stupid decisions and play calls." Yeah, he made some crazy calls in overtime. I will agree with that. But I am not upset that we didn't go for 2. I'm glad that we had 2 chances in overtime. Just didn't work. Just didn't work because of play calls, because of not letting Bo Nix be Bo Nix. Now, I don't understand why they just don't open it up in overtime. I mean, seriously, you go down and get a field goal. Now you force the other team to get a field goal or touchdown or field goal, tie it, go continue overtime, or touchdown and win it. But you got to open. You got to keep the playbook open. You can't shrink it down. Not in overtime. You got to open it up. Put plays in there you hadn't run, all game, or only run, one or 2 times a game, or 1 or 2 times prior in the game. Just don't be conservative. That's not a time to be conservative, because then what you're doing is you're setting the other team, which we did to the Bengals, set them up to have a shorter field, get down there to kick the winning field, or in this case, keep driving it down the field, burn out the Broncos defense because they were tired, and then go in and get the winning touchdown. It's just I don't know. I mean, 6 1/2 does the other. Okay, plain and simple. 6 1/2 does the other. In other words, you know, go for two and don't make it, go to overtime and don't win. I mean, the end result's the end result. Okay. We didn't go for two, forced overtime, same result, lost game. All right. Let me continue on the chat real quick. Alex Smith follows up by saying, I would have been pissed at Peyton for going for two. Yes. Okay. Oh, you said, okay, got it, Alex. Earlier you said the media said we should go for two. Now you're saying you would have been, okay, I get it now. Sorry, I didn't mean to lump you in to the same, feeling as going for two that the media was. I thought you were talking that you were agreeing with them. Okay, got it. All right, my apologies. Thank you for correcting me. I really do appreciate it. Okay, Rudy Torres from Las Vegas. My brother-in-law says, I'm trying real hard to understand why the Chiefs are letting us win. Are we asking for mercy? Have we lowered ourselves? I think not. No, what it is the Chiefs have already locked up the number one overall seed. Nobody is going to go to the Super Bowl unless they go through Kansas City, okay? Kansas City owns the number one spot, period. Even if they lose to Detroit, they own home field advantage in the AFC. Doesn't matter about the Super Bowl. That's already been determined who's home, okay? So the Chiefs have home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. Even if they lose to Denver, they still got home field throughout. So they're resting Patrick Mahomes. Carson Wentz, the backup, is going to be the quarterback. It's going to be his first start of the season. We'll get into that as we get, the last topic. But I'm just going to preface it by saying that the Chiefs, in my opinion, are not going to lay down. Okay? I'll get into that at the end of the show. So, Rudy, stay tuned for the entire show. Okay? And you will hear the truth, my opinion, and anybody else in the chat that has an opinion. So, stay tuned. All right? Okay. Madungus says, McLaughlin was averaging 8 yards a carry. Why I gave him the chance to get the 2-point conversion? I would rather lose by a missed 2-point than how we did eventually lose. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that, Madungus, and I'll tell you why. Yes, McLaughlin was tearing it up. I get it. But don't you think for one moment that they would have been expecting him to run the ball and they would have stuffed him, forced that side, whatever? You got to remember, they're not taking it from the 1. They're taking it from the 3. I believe it's a 3. I don't even think it's a 2. I think it's a 3-yard line that they take it from. That being said, that's a long 3 yards when you got 11 guys on the other side just trying to clog up the middle. That being said, I don't look at our overtime loss as being a hard loss. Broncos had their chances. We had the ball twice and couldn't move it. Didn't do anything with it. Okay? Punted back to back. 3 it out both times. The problem is that we were so pinned in that we couldn't get like to 40-yard line or 45 and then punt the ball. We were constantly deep in our own zone. So do I fault the fact that we didn't go for 2 on that loss? No, I don't fault it. I fault it on the play calling by Sean Payton, and I also fault it on the lack of execution. And those two go hand in hand. Play calling, you gotta do what the coach wants you to run. If it's not executed, that's on the players. That's on the lineup. That's on maybe the players that are in there that are wrong players. Maybe the wrong play. A whole host of things. But when you have multiple chances, now remember, think about this, Madungus and everybody else. When you go for 2, you have 1 play. The Broncos had 6 offensive plays in overtime. That's 5 more than what they would have had if they had gone for 2. Make or not make. It only been 1 play. So would I rather take my chances on having 6 plays or 1? I'd take my chances on 6 or more plays. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you don't have your opinion, which you do. I totally agree. But what I'm saying is I'm looking at the bigger picture. we had more chances in overtime to win that game than we did by going to 2-point conversion, because that doesn't always work. Yes, it does. Hey, people win at casinos, but not everybody wins. So the majority loses. Just like in 2-point conversion, the majority loses. In overtime, it's basically 50-50. Better odds in overtime than going for a 2-point conversion. That's all I'm saying. All right. Broncos fans. Love it. Broncos fans. Bill said, lose to Detroit. Man, these beers must really be causing my hearing. I didn't say lose to. Did I say lose to Detroit? Wow. I'm going to have to go back. I don't recall lose to Detroit. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and watch this. Well, I always watch the show anyways after it's done. But wow, I don't recall saying. Okay, I may have. Dreamweaver 1014. How you doing, my friend? Said, Bill, hope you had a great holiday. I did. Hope you did too, Dreamweaver. Hope you did too, my friend. And Happy New. By the way, Happy New Year to each and everyone out there watching, participating in the chat, just listening, wherever you may be in the United States of America, across this globe, whether you're in Canada, Europe, Australia, we have them all over. Really do appreciate. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful, happy New Year. And may 2025 be much, much better for each and every one of you out there, as well as MHRT. All right. And my channel, Broncos Breakdown. Madungus Creed says, we keep getting on Peyton for being too conservative at points in the game, but when we have the chance to be aggressive, we choose to go conservative. Can't have it both ways. I know you can't have it both ways, Madungus. I understand. I only want to be conservative when we have the ball late in the game, we're up by 9, or let's say up by 8, and we need to run the time off the clock. But when you're in overtime and you have nothing to lose except the game, which you may have lost if you went for 2, got it. But you give yourself a chance to get down the field, get points, and possibly win the game. Then why are they being conservative? That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Air it out. Throw slant pass. Whatever you got to do. Okay? Make adjustments at halftime. Make adjustments on the fly. You got to make changes. And that's not what I'm seeing happening in critical situations regarding a Sean Payton-led offense. That's what I'm not seeing. All right. Okay. Guys, you want to get into topic 2? Yeah. How about we get into topic 2, huh? All right. Here we go. Pat Surtain game ball. Here it is. During the Broncos-Bengals game last Saturday, Patrick Mahomes. The heck does that come from? Patrick Surtain gave a game ball to a young fan as well as a fist bump. Totally cool. Comes in there, runs in there in the end zone, hands in the game ball. I forget how it happened. I think it was an interception or fumble or something. Broncos had the ball. Runs in the end zone, reaches up, hands it to a young Broncos fan with this mom right there, and hugging it and holding on to it, and started crying because it was emotional, obviously. And then Surtain says, hey, fist bump. So the little kid gives him a fist bump, and everybody's happy. But not for long. Let me continue. Surtain found out later that security had taken the ball away. What? Why would security take the ball away from a young kid when the player gave it to him? It wasn't like it was kicked into the stands or a ball was thrown erratically and went in the stands, and then they want it back because it wasn't actually given to the person. But Surtain, I watched the video. Go back, guys. Look it up on YouTube. Pat Surtain hands the ball to young Broncos fan in Cincinnati. And the fan is elated. The mom is jumping up and down and patting his son on the back and just so happy. And then security doesn't show it because the camera pans away when Surtain leaves. But then security comes down and takes it away? Why? What right do they have to take it away? It was a gift. It was given to him. It wasn't like he jumped on the field, grabbed it, and jumped back up. It wasn't like I said earlier that it was thrown in the stands or kicked and bounced and went in the stands. They want those back because it wasn't given to somebody. And when you take a ball away from a young child who is crying with excitement and emotion and joy and a fist bump from maybe his favorite player or one of his favorite players, and security comes down and takes the ball, who does that? And why? I mean, it's on freaking Jumbotron. Everybody in the freaking stadium and everybody saw what Pat Surtain did. And his security guy is like blinded. I know, I didn't see nothing. I got to go get that ball. Oh, I got to keep my job. I got to go get that ball. I better run. What the heck? What is wrong with these people? Okay, hang on. Surtain said he's hoping to get into contact with the kids' parents to rectify the situation. I sure hope so. I sure hope Pat Surtain just meets him in person, signs a football, hands it to the kid, gives the kid a jersey, whatever. Why would security do that? Really? What did they think? That this kid, it couldn't have been more than, I would say, maybe 8 years old. 9, 10, somewhere around there. I don't know. I'm not a good judge of age. But he wasn't a teenager. He wasn't an adult. What did they think the kid was going to do? Throw the ball in the field? He can't throw that far away. They're in the first row, but the field is 20 yards away. He ain't going to throw it there. What did they think he was going to do? Throw it in the stand to hit somebody? No, he was elated to get a football from Patrick Surtain and a fist bump. He ain't giving that football up. There ain't no way he's giving that up. Not a chance. Unless security comes down and takes it from you. You know what? I should have made, you know what? I'm going to do it right now. I don't give. I know I didn't start with it, but I'm doing it right now. That security guy is this week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
Dang right. That's what I mean. You took the ball away from the kid. Yeah, you're a freaking jackass. You should not even be employed anymore. Period. I mean, I don't care. You're in Cincinnati, so what do I care? You know, but still, just, yeah. Yeah, you are this week's Jackass of the Week for taking that kid's ball when it was handed to him by Patrick Surtain. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. Okay. Clayton, hurrah. What is up? Says, hey, guys. I say, hey, Clayton, what's up? Thank you so much. Follows it up by saying, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Smash that like button, share, and give out a super chat if you feel so inclined. Really do appreciate it. Okay. Pat Surtain, following that one up. Here's another Patrick Surtain. Listen to this. Pat Surtain is having one of the most elite seasons. Due to his season, he is now the favorite for the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year. Wow. He absolutely should be considered. If not considered, I mean, in my opinion, he's not even considered. He's got to be a shoo-in. The career, yeah. But his season this year, he has shut down elite players. The most recent, Jamar Chase, didn't have that big a game against Surtain at all. Let me continue. If Surtain happens to win Defensive Player of the Year, it would be just the 6th cornerback ever to win that award. Wow. What an amazing group of people that would be with. I don't know who the other 5 are. I didn't look them up. But man, I'll tell you what, if that happens, wow, that would be fantastic. That would absolutely be fantastic. In my opinion, Pat Surtain totally deserves Defensive Player of the Year. You know, I'm not sure Bo Nix is going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Doesn't really look like it based on the way he played against the Chargers when they threw those 3 interceptions or whatever. But, you know, that doesn't matter to me. But Pat Surtain totally deserves it. He's been to the Pro Bowl. Now I got a Pro Bowl thing. Speaking of that, here that topic is. Here it is. Holy smokes, Clayton. Clayton Aron says it's -1 degree in Wisconsin. Woo-wee. No. Chilly. Have you lost your mind, Clayton? That ain't chilly. That's downright, dude. I would be a popsicle. I would be frozen solid, feet stuck to the freaking ground. Do you realize, Clayton, I'm going to throw this out. I know you guys are going to laugh. Feel free to laugh. Totally love it. If you did, no big deal. I can roll with it. Listen to this. For Christmas, I may have said this already, but for Christmas, my wife got me, as well as my niece, but that's fine. I'm keeping both of them, got me heated gloves. Okay. These things are so cool. I got these heated gloves and they're amazing. They heat from like, well, let me go. They heat from like right across the top of your knuckles right here, all the way up to your fingers. So your fingers stay nice and hot, nice and warm, you know? Anyways, so I got these, right? Now I wear those when I'm at the golf course and I'm the starter. So I'm just standing there. I'm just taking people's receipts, signing out cards. I'm basically not physically moving actively to get blood flowing. So I wear these gloves, keeps my hands warm because when my fingers get cold, I can't feel the pen to write. My fingers are numb. I don't like it. I'm just miserable, just totally miserable. Anyways, I wear those when I get to work. Well, I got to work yesterday. Temperature was 34 degrees. Heated gloves are on. Temperature today when I got to work, 40 degrees. Heated gloves are on. You're talking chilly, as in just barely cold, at -1 degree? No. Clayton, you lost your mind, dude. That is not chilly. That is downright freaking frigid. Downright frigid. All right. Clayton follows up by saying heated gloves, vest, jacket, and socks for me for the winter. I remove snow for, oh, wow. Do you have your own snow plow or snow, is it a hand thing? Is it driven? Is it, do you ride it like a ride-a-mower or something like that? I don't know. I don't live in the snow, so I don't know about that. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's cool. That's good, man. That's really good. Yeah, you got to have heated gloves, heated vests. Do they make heated socks? You said, and socks right here. You said heated gloves, heated vest, heated jacket, and socks. I didn't know they did. I would love to have heated socks. Where do I find them? I know about the vest and jacket, but where do I find about the freaking heated socks? I need those. My toes get cold standing. Even though it's on a mat, I get cold, dude. I get cold. Oh, thank you, Clayton. Really do appreciate it. Says Bill, I absolutely love you, man. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, man. Wow. Snow blowers and shovels, sidewalk. Okay. All right, Clayton. Well, hey, good for you, man. Now, do you do that as your normal job or as a side job? Just curious. I know we're getting off topic, guys, but hey, that's what this show is all about. This show is all about engaging with the chat, engaging with the people that care about being on this show, care about watching this show, care about supporting this show. That's why I go to the chat, because you guys make this show run. All right. So let me ask you, so like I said, do you do it as a regular job or as a side job? Just wondering. It says, Clayton said, yeah, they do suck. All right, I'm going to check it out. And you said it's on Amazon. All right. I will definitely check that out for sure, man. Definitely. I have wool socks, but No, you got to have some type of heat. If you're standing on cold ground, wool socks ain't going to do nothing. They may be a little bit thicker than regular socks, but it's still the cold is going to get through. It's still going to get through. So you got to have heated. Man, but I love my heated gloves, man. Oh, man. My wife wanted to send one of the pairs back. She's like, well, why do you need 2 pair of heated gloves? I said, babe, if we go out somewhere, let's say we go to the kid's house and it's cold out there and your hands are cold or whatever, and you wish you had gloves and I got mine, well, then we got one for you too. So it's perfect. Yeah, don't get rid of it. We already paid for it. Why send it back? I mean, sure, they were like $70, $80, but hang on to them, man. Somebody could use them. I could use them if the other ones go down. Have no idea. But they're there in case somebody needs it. That's the point. All right. Wow, Clayton says summer, fall, spring, mow grass, trim, curbing, laid off for the winter, but when it snows or icy, I head out. All right, Clayton. Way to go, dude. That's awesome, man. Totally awesome. All right. Let's get into the Pro Bowl topic, which is Pro Bowl. I think that's number 5 or 4. 5. Anyway, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's number 4. All right. Wow. Show is 41 minutes into, and we're only on topic number 4 out of 7. No problem. All right. With the NFL Pro Bowl a few weeks away, the Broncos have 3 players who will be starters. All right, guys, before I name those 3 players, anybody in chat want to take a shot at who the 3 starting Pro Bowl players from the Denver Broncos will be this 2025 Pro Bowl? Who are the 3 that you guys think are Pro Bowl starters of the Denver Broncos? I will give you a few minutes to respond. And then we'll, if you haven't responded here in about the next 30, 45 seconds, I will give you the answer and then move on to topic number 5. All right. I'm going to send you, if you didn't have it already. What? Send me a text with the Chiefs inquiry report. What's that mean? Let me see what Mundungus is sending me here. Do I want to bring it in? Sent me a text. Let's see. All right. Oh, here we go. He wanted me to do an injury report. So here we go. These are the Chiefs' quote injury report or people who will not play. Here it is. Per Adam Schefter from Mundungus Creevy. Chiefs injury report for Sunday's game versus the Broncos. Out. Isaiah Pacheco, Jawan Taylor, McCole Hardman, Jalen Watson. Doubtful, Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Trent McDuffie, Nick Bolton, Kareem Hunt, George Karlaftis, Travis Kelce, Justin Reed, and Drew Tranquil. There you have it. Doubtful, which means they could play the first quarter, first half, or none at all. Listed as doubtful. Injury report? Yeah, right. No, not injury report. We just don't want them injured. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. Thank you, Mundungus. Very, very much appreciate it. There you go. Let's see. So Mundungus Creevy says Sertan, Mims, and Benito. Clayton Huron says PS2, Mims, and Benito. Bronco Spence says, I think it's Nick, Benito, Marvin Mims, and Pat Sertan. I would have to say bing, 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 bing. All of you got it 100% correct. Here we go. Patrick Surtain, Nick Benito, and Marvin Mims Jr. All 3 of these players are well worth the recognition, no doubt whatsoever. First off, let's start with Pat Surtain. I mentioned it earlier. He is a shutdown corner. He has shut down the number 1 receivers all season long. Absolutely no doubt about it. Nick Benito, oh my gosh. The guy just blows up the backfield, constantly making the tackles for losses, keeping them short of first downs, stuffing the run. Great linebacker. And then you got Marvin Mims Jr. Made a fantastic catch in the end zone that forced overtime for the Broncos against the Bengals last week in double coverage. Great extension. The guy's been spectacular on special teams. Yes, absolutely 100% deserving. All three of these guys. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right. Oh, D-Rock is in the chat, says Big Boss said, what's up, Big D-Rock? You know, it's all good, man. It's all good. Do what in my Chiefs Broncos story? Do it in your Chiefs Broncos story. Do what in my Chiefs Broncos story? Huh? But Duncan, I don't get it. Chiefs Broncos story. What the heck am I doing that? Anyways, all right. Go on to the next topic, which is 6 teams on the 2025 Broncos schedule that could have prime time implications, depending on how, if the Broncos make the playoffs, these other teams, whatever. Here are, I should say, the 6 teams that were mentioned as possible outside of our division, of course. And we don't know the other 4, I believe it is the other 3 or 4 that are coming from other divisions. But anyways, these are 6 that could have prime time slots. Here it is. The Denver Broncos have an early look at 6 teams they will play outside of their division for possible prime time slots. Cowboys at home. Seriously doubt it. Seriously doubt it. Cowboys did nothing this year. Bengals at Denver? Oh, yeah. Going off of what the Broncos and the Bengals, how they played last week, going to overtime, this game would be in Denver. Oh, yeah. That would definitely be considered primetime in my book. Definitely considered primetime. No doubt about it. Next home game or of the 6, Packers. Packers are in the playoffs, so I can see that. Packers at Denver, yeah, that would be a good primetime game. Let's say maybe a Thursday night game, Thanksgiving Day game, Christmas Day game. I don't know. Maybe just a regular Sunday night game. Who knows? Monday night. Doesn't know. Now the 3 away games. Okay. Eagles at Philadelphia. Primetime possibility? Absolutely. No doubt about that one. Broncos, Eagles, that would be good. That would be a fun game to watch. In Philadelphia, could be late in the season where it's ice cold. Don't know. That has not playoffs. That has primetime implications. Washington Redskins, I mean Commanders on the road. I don't see that. I really don't. I mean, maybe you want to put Jane Daniels. Is that who it is? Jane Daniels. Yeah. You want to see him go up against Bo Nix? That would be a fun matchup. Going into their sophomore year. That would be fun. That'd be fun to watch. To see how they match up against each other, both in their second year. That would be fun. That I could see that being prime time. I really could. Okay. And then the last away game, the Houston Texans in Houston. I don't really see that unless they want to see, a CJ Stroud against Bo Nix. Maybe that's what they want to see. I don't know. Do I see that over a Redskin? I mean Commanders matchup or Eagles? No. Do I see it over a Bengals rematch? No, I don't. Houston, maybe, possibly, depending on where the teams are looking, during the season, if they want to flex it out, whatever, I don't know. It's a possibility. It could be a flex game. Any of these could be a flex game, depending on where they are, on the schedule. Houston, not so much. So my thing would be what I think would be a primetime games for the Broncos and opponent. Bengals at home, Packers at home, maybe Packers. Bengals for sure at home. Eagles on the road for sure. Commander, I'm on the road. So my two locks would be the Bengals at home and the Eagles on the road. Those would be my two locks for definite prime time. Out of those 6 that are in the Broncos 2025 upcoming schedule, besides their home and away of their division, plus some other games that will be determined according to the playoff structure. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. Really thought that was interesting of which games could possibly have primetime implications. All right. D-Rock said, Mile High Country, we're playoff bound. Okay. You know what it says right here? Not jinxing by saying, not saying it. Not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. All right. Clayton Aron says, I am ready to see our corners shine even more next year. Moss, PS2, and the draft has dominant corners. Absolutely. I totally agree, man. Defense is looking good. Defense is looking really good. Bo Nix is looking really good as a rookie. He's only going to get better. The offense, the entire Bronco team is only going to get better. We're on our way up, guys. Do you realize that this year, regardless whether we beat the Chiefs or not, we are guaranteed. Yeah, I just said that. We are guaranteed a winning season. Broncos have already won 9. The most they can lose is 8. Oh, by the way, isn't that what I said the Broncos would be, 9-8? Anyways, the most we can lose is 8. We would have a winning season. Barely, but it's a winning season. First time in 8 seasons that the Broncos are going to have a winning season. Are we playoff bound? I don't know. Are we deep in the playoffs? Probably not. Are we Super Bowl bound, determined, and going to be there? No, that's not going to happen. We could. I don't believe it. But it's not about jumping from here to here. It's about stepping stones. Step after step after step. First step, winning record. Next step, playoffs. Next step, deep in the playoffs. Next step, winning the conference. Next step, getting to the Super Bowl. It's a stepping stone. It's a work in progress. You can't expect Sean Payton to just come in here and just light it up. That's not going to happen. It doesn't happen, guys. I understand your desire. I got the same desire too. I want to be in the Super Bowl just as much as you do. I want to win the Super Bowl just as much as you do. You know, I remember 97, 98. I remember 2016. Heck yeah, I do. I remember every single championship of my 3 favorite teams. Well, I know Madungus would say I was there in 1908 when the Cubs won the World Series. That's not true. What I say when I remember it is I remember the ones I was alive for, okay, that I've been here for, right? I remember the 97, 98 back-to-back Super Bowl. I remember the 2016 Super Bowl of the Broncos. I remember the 2016 Chicago Cubs World Series. I remember the 1996. I had to look at that. I couldn't remember it. 1996 Stanley Cup champion for the second year that the Avalanche was in Colorado. I remember the 2001 with Ray Bork and the Avalanche won it. I remember the 2022, just now we're in 2025. So almost 3 years ago, the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup. I remember those. Why? Because I'm a fan. I remember them. That's something I look forward to. I'm not going to ever forget it. You know? So yeah, it's just, you know, I want us to win another Super Bowl. I just want baby steps. Make this team stronger every year moving forward. Every year. That's what I want to see. Let's see. D-Rock says, I would like to see consistency in the run game this Sunday. I would like to see consistency too. Just don't know. You know, I mean, it's just weird. They'll run the ball, you know, heavy, then they'll pass heavy, then they try and mix it up. And I get what they're trying to do, but in all honesty, D-Rock, if the run game isn't working, you can't keep pounding your head against concrete. Eventually it's going to hurt way too much. You can't do that. You got to mix it up and stuff. So I'm hoping that they come up with some kind of scheme. Like I mentioned earlier, there's not a whole lot of Chief players, starters. They're going to be playing the entire game. They may start. They may play a quarter. They may play a half. They're not going to play the entire game. They're just not going to. So what does that equate to? A Bronco win? Do we back into the playoffs by virtue of the Chiefs not playing everybody? Doesn't matter. Once you're in, you're in. So I don't know, man. I don't know. However they want to play it is fine with me. Just get the freaking W. Let's get in the playoffs, and let's just see what we can do when we head to Orchard Park, New York, in frozen Buffalo. Huh? That's what you get dealt when you're the number 7 seed, if that's what the Broncos are going to be. Bronco Spence says, you missed a step. Draft well. Well, that's true, too. You got to draft well. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I totally agree. Speaking of draft, need to get another draft beer, 2 alcohol. You know what? I got to find it. I got to do that. Let me just do that real quick. In Spencer's honor, let me do that real quick. If I can find it. Oh, come on, Bill. You know where it is. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is, Spence, just for you.
2 alcohol.
There you go, my friend. Now back to where I'm at. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Next to the last topic, and then we'll wrap this first Friday of 2025 Broncos Breakdown show. We'll wrap it up next to the last topic. This is a very feel-good story. Very, very feel-good story. And if you guys saw at the beginning when it said, let me just pull that up real quick because I want to show you guys. This is what Madungus Creevy put on for the hang on. I didn't want to go there. That's what Madungus Creevy put up for the if you look real, let me see. Come on. Sorry guys, I'm messing up. Where it says right there. Back it up a little bit. Oh. It says future teammates with the question mark. Anyways, you guys can't see it too well. Sorry about that. It's regards to Nix, Bo Nix, and Tez Johnson. Here is that feel-good story. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Listen to this. Bo Nix is the Denver Broncos rookie quarterback. Tez Johnson is on the Oregon Ducks team and could come out in this year's draft. Why is this a topic? Because of the following feel-good story. Here it is. Well, when both Bo Nix and Tez Johnson played at Pinson Valley High School, Bo Nix took a liking to Johnson, and eventually Johnson moved in with the Nix family due to Johnson's struggles with his natural mom. So he was having issues, 15 years old. He's having issues at home. He's having issues in studying. There's family situations that were making it difficult for him to cope with what he had to deal with. High school, being on a football team, all of these different things he was having struggles with. Well, the coach of Pinson Valley High School went to Bo Nix's parents and said, hey, this kid's having issues. Would it be okay? Do you think you could find it in your heart or your home or whatever to take this kid in? And I don't know the whole situation behind the scenes. That's not what this article brought out, this topic brought out. But eventually, Tez Johnson went to live with Bo Nix and his family. And Bo Nix's family adopted Tez Johnson. So now Tez Johnson is legally Bo Nix's brother. Now he's still on the Oregon Ducks, and they just got through playing Ohio State and got eliminated from the College Bowl picture. But nonetheless, Tez Johnson was on Oregon Ducks, who was undefeated at the time before they lost to Oregon State at the Rose Bowl. But the bottom line is, if he comes out and is eligible in the draft, could the Denver Broncos be in position to draft him? And would they? Would they reunite Bo Nix with Tez Johnson, who they grew up in high school, went separate ways in college, came together by virtue of just coincidental or fate or God-led, brought to Oregon Ducks. Bo Nix gets drafted last year, and now Tez Johnson can come out and be eligible for the draft this year. How awesome would that be for Bo Nix to have Tez Johnson from the Ducks on the team, as well as Josh Reynolds? I mean, might as well call them the Denver Ducks. I mean, not really, but you know what I'm saying. That would be great. The camaraderie would be there. The passion, the emotion, the energy would be there. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Is it possible, given the Broncos' record of 9-8 or maybe 10-7? I don't know. I don't know where the Broncos would be in the pecking order of the draft. But what a story that would be. What an absolute story that would be all across the NFL world of sports. That would be fantastic. All right, let me continue. They both went to Oregon, and there's a possibility that Johnson could be drafted by the Broncos if all the pieces line up. That's what I was saying. How great that would be. That would be so fun to watch. So electric. The storylines that would come out would be phenomenal. It would absolutely be phenomenal. It would be a Disneyland Hollywood script written, is basically what it would be, because nobody would ever believe it if it wasn't true. Nobody would ever believe it if it actually hadn't happened. But so far it's happened up to this point. Could Bo Nix and Tez Johnson be together on the Denver Broncos like they were on Pinson Valley High School as well as Oregon Ducks? Wow. What a story. What a script. What a dream come true. Absolutely. That would be an absolute dream come true for both of these guys. Yeah, I think it'd be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. Last topic for tonight's first show of 2025 of Broncos Breakdown. Thanks again, guys, so much for being in the chat, for your support, for your thumbs up, for your subscription. Really do appreciate it. Once again, if you feel so led, feel free to just drop a super chat. Really do appreciate it. It's, any amount you want, it's totally fine. Really do appreciate your generosity. Thanks so much. All right. Last topic, and here it is. Broncos Chiefs prediction. I'm not saying anything. If you see again right here, right there, it says not jinxing by saying not saying it. Okay. Here it is. Kansas City is not playing, Kansas City's not playing all of their starters. However, Carson Wentz is no pushover at quarterback for the Chiefs as backup. No pushover. Carson Wentz can run. He's got the ability to run. He's got wheels. He's in his 30s, sure, 32, I believe. But that's considered, getting over the hill, football terms. But as quarterback, just look at Tom Brady. Guy played till he was 105. Or was that 95? Anyways, he proved that if you stay healthy, upright, and all that, you can play deep into your career. Let me continue. Kansas City won't lie down and let Denver just walk all over them. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You think that the Kansas City Chiefs are just going to sit back and go, we got the number one seed. We don't care. No big deal. We got 2 weeks out of the rest our main stars for 2 weeks. It's okay. No, they're not going to do that. Why? Because Andy Reid has already said that he is putting a game plan to win this game. If he has to do a backup, so be it. He wants to win this game. Why? He said, I don't want my players to get complacent, thinking they can just relax. And then they got another week off of just relaxing. And then they go into the playoffs and they want them to be, and he wants them to be sharp. Well, if they're just relaxing and taking it easy, they're not going to be sharp. And he's 100% correct. He's 100% correct. Okay. So do you think that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, all these other players that aren't playing, do you think that the backups are not going to try hard? Sure they are. In fact, they might even try even harder because they're trying to show the entire organization of the Chiefs that, hey, if anybody gets hurt or anybody's not on this team next year, I can step in because I can do the job. I can do the job. Don't think for one moment Carson Wentz is not going to be accurate. Don't think for one moment just because he's starting his very first game of the Chiefs all year, in fact, getting in his very first game of the Chiefs all year, that he is not going to take this seriously, that he's not going to do his best, that he's not going to be accurate. He didn't all of a sudden forget how to play football. He didn't all of a sudden forget how to play quarterback. He didn't all of a sudden become stupid. No, he just hasn't played because of Patrick Mahomes. But that doesn't mean he's not ready. That doesn't mean he's not accurate. Excuse me, guys. That also doesn't mean that he's not going to be prepared or that these other guys are not going to be prepared. They dang well better bet your bottom dollar they are. Why? Because Andy Reid's going to make sure they're ready. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Pacheco, they're all going to go to these guys and say, hey, you got to step it up. You want to prove something to this team? You want to have your name attached to the fact that you lost this game? No, they're going to come in wanting to win this game. They're going to do anything and everything they can to win this game. Do you think the Chiefs want the Broncos in the playoffs? Really? Do you think so? I don't. Although they may want them in the playoffs in case they play them. They'd rather have them than, say, the Bengals or the Dolphins because the Colts are already out. So the only other two teams beside the Broncos that can make the wild card as a number 7 seed are the Bengals and the Dolphins. Who would the Chiefs rather play in the playoffs if they have to see them? Broncos? Sure. Bengals? No, I don't think so. The Dolphins? Probably not. The Broncos? Why? Why would they want to see the Broncos? Because they would have already seen them twice, and they know the Broncos. It's in their division. When you know a team, you know their tendencies. You know what they like to do, unless they change it up, which Sean Payton doesn't seem to be doing. So, do the Chiefs let the Broncos in the playoffs in hopes that they see them down the road to eliminate them, as opposed to facing the Bengals or the Dolphins? We'll find out at 4:30, 5 o'clock on Sunday, won't we? Because the game starts at 1:25. So by the time it's over on Pacific time, it's probably going to be 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock. We will know by then. We will definitely know by then. And if it's a blowout, we will know a lot earlier than that time. I guarantee it. So here it is. Before I get to it, let me go back to the chat. It's blowing up pretty handily. Spence, our Broncos Spence says final score, Broncos 29, Kansas City 13. Okay. All right. Clayton Run says smashed it as Allie's bud. I don't know what that means, but all right, we'll go with it. D-Rock says 34-17 Denver. Whoo, okay. All right. I can give you that. High scores. I give you that. Let's see. Bronco Spence says our success in this game comes down to the defense attacking Wentz by blitzing and not playing zone defense. I agree. I don't want zone defense. I can't stand zone defense. Everybody that's ever watched me in the neighborhood knows 100% I hate zone defense. I know you can't play man-to-man all the time. I just hate zone defense, especially in key situations. I just don't understand it. Don't understand it. Let's see. Clayton says, ooh, by the way, guys, happy news. maybe this year be what? And then Clayton says, always doing a great job, Bill. Smashed it. Loved it, man. Thanks so much, Clayton. Really, really do appreciate it. Not quite sure what you mean by happy news. May this year be heavenly. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you so much, Clayton. Really, really do appreciate it. You guys gave your final score, your prediction for what you think the Broncos will do. Everybody said Denver's going to win. I'm going to go along with that analogy and that prediction as well. I just don't have it as lopsided because I know the Chiefs defense is solid. The Chiefs defense is the number 2 scoring defense, which means that they only give up an average of 18 points a game. I don't see the Broncos getting much more than 18, but I have the score Denver 20, Kansas City 17. That's what I have. Denver wins. They go to the playoffs. You guys in the chat all have it that Denver wins, goes to the playoffs. How deep they go in the playoffs, we will discuss that next Friday. Speaking of next Friday, I will be that Broncos Breakdown will be totally not me doing Broncos Breakdown. I'm not going to be solo. However, Broncos Breakdown will still be here. I will still be here, and I will be welcoming in as my co-host Spence from the chat. He's going by Bronco Spence right now, so that's totally cool. No, love it, love it, love it. He will be joining me. My format will still stay the same. I'm not changing my format. I love my format. I love the way it rolls. I love the interaction with the chat. That will not change. The only change is bringing in Clayton. Bringing in Spence or Clayton, whoever wants to come in. Bringing in Spence as a co-host to give his side of it, so to speak. So I'm just not ranting and raving on one side. I'm still going to do that. That's not going away. But like I said, format is staying the same. I'm not changing the format. Love the format. It's been Broncos Breakdown format for the last several years, and I love it. All right. You guys seem to enjoy it as well in the chat and watching. Really do appreciate it. Just adding a little bit different flavor, a little bit different take on the Broncos Breakdown and expanding it to make it hopefully more enjoyable to you guys, bring in more opinions, and just making 2025 a different year, adding a little bit more variety to Broncos Breakdown. Really, really do hope you guys enjoy it. Spence says, Clayton, I already been replaced. I think I need yet another beer or two. That was a misspeak there, Spence. Didn't mean it. Clayton, love you, man. Love you to death. Hey, you want to be part of the show? Let me know, man. It's all good. It's all good. Anyways, guys, really do appreciate each and every one of you being in the chat. Thank you so very, very much. That's going to pretty much wrap up the show. Before I get out of here and wrap up the very first and last Broncos Breakdown solo, very first one in 2025, very last one in 2025 on the same day as Broncos Breakdown solo. Next week, it will be a duel. Bronco Bill and Spence. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys, thanks so much. Let me go right down the list of those of you who took the time to be in the chat, put up your comments, and be the backbone of the show. I would be remiss if I did not name each and every one of you. You're taking the time out of your busy Friday, of a very busy last several weeks of Christmas holiday, New Year's holiday. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Let's run down the list. My brother-in-law from Vegas kicked it off. Rudy Torres, thank you so much for being in the chat. Bronco Spence, thank you so much. Bronco fan for life, thank you very, very much. Really do appreciate it. Badungus Creevy, thanks a lot. Alex Smith, G-Money 88, thanks, guys. Means the world. Really do appreciate it. Clayton Haran steps in. Really, really appreciate you being in the chat. Going down the list, we got D-Rock in the chat. Thanks so much for being. being there, posting your comments. Really do appreciate it. And hey, new guy, new person, really do appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. It says Paul Schaefer, I believe. I'm hoping pronouncing it right. Paul Schaefer says hi. Follows up by says I'm predicting a tie. That's hey, whatever gets us in the playoffs. It's all good to me, man. All good to me. And follows up by saying Bronco Paul. There you go, man. We got Bronco Bill, we got Bronco Spence, and now we got Bronco Paul. Really, really do appreciate it. Thank you, Paul, for being in the chat, wrapping up the chat in the show. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much, each and every one of you, each and every week, being in the chat, supporting the show, watching, listening, wherever you may be across this great country of ours and across this globe. Thank you so very, very much every single week. Guys, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. We got the Broncos and the Chiefs this Sunday, last Broncos neighborhood of the season, unless they make the playoffs. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. It costs you nothing but a click of your mouse. Hit the thumbs up, the like button, and to share it with your friends, your family, your enemies, your co-hosts, whatever. Share the channel. Share Broncos Breakdown logo right here. Look for me on YouTube. Really do appreciate it. You guys are the absolute backbone of this show. Really greatly appreciate it. Let me check out here. It says Paul Schaefer says check out Rocky Mountain Sports soon live. Really do appreciate it. I really will. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Paul Schaefer, and every single one of you that have watched today and every day going forward. Guys, until Sunday, Broncos Chiefs game 125 on the Broncos neighborhood. We will talk to you next Friday. Broncos Breakdown 5, 6, 7, and 8. Till then, guys, have an absolutely fantastic weekend. We will talk to you then. Take care, guys. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute.